guys? Welcome back to the Mfren podcast number 25. So we're a quarter of a way to 100 Mfren podcasts right now. I mean, I feel like we would have been there a long time ago if I actually was making podcasts daily like I said I was going to. But again, sometimes I just either just didn't feel like making one or just didn't have something to talk about. But this one is going to be, well, let's see if you read the title before clicking on this video. This is going to be more of a storytime podcast, but I'm also talk about some other stuff too as well. But before I get into the main storytime, I just want to say, so I've actually been thinking about this for about maybe like a week or two. So now I've been thinking about making a second channel, because I know on my channel I pretty much do a little bit of everything, honestly. But again, I don't want to make and I've said this in videos past too, where I don't want to make 7 different channels for one, just for gaming videos, podcast, vlogs, and the GoPro hockey stuff. But I've thought about making a separate channel just for strictly sports. Pretty much mainly where I just talk about just the Bills and Sabres, maybe a little bit of Utah Jazz if I feel like it. I mean, I haven't been really following Utah as much since they traded my boy Donovan Mitchell to Cleveland, and because now I have his jersey. Now it's I think that's the first jersey I've had of someone where the player's been traded from it. So I'm hoping the same doesn't happen to Middlestad or Olsen, but guess we'll figure out when that comes. But yeah, so pretty much I would just on that channel just pretty much do recaps of Sabres and Bills games. Maybe do some betting predictions or actually I would probably post what my picks are gonna be before the events happen. Will probably just be a short video anyway, so I could just upload it the day of. So if any of you there betting want to tag along with me, I mean, again, I'm no expert, but this is where the story time will lead into. So I thought about doing that, making about the channel. I just don't know what I want to call it. Like Bills and Sabres talk. I don't know. I just feel like it's too generic, or maybe I just have to do a name generator and just throw a bunch of words in it. Just makes a channel name, I guess. But that's something I've thought about doing, and then probably doing a podcast on there. And something I've also wanted to do. Well, I was talking about my dad and Evan. They've been talking about this even since this past summer. They've been talking about doing we've talked about making a podcast all together, me, my dad, Evan, and I think maybe my brother if he was interested in it too, or just any of my other dad's friends who want to be guests on it. We thought about making this podcast calling well, actually maybe I'm gonna save the name because I don't in case anyone out there takes it before us, but pretty much just a podcast talking about whatever the hell's on our mind, stories, sports stuff, movies, beer, anything, and then we probably would do it out in my dad's barn and get a little setup going and stuff like that. So we thought about doing that as a podcast down the line. I just, again, because every time my dad and Evan, whenever I always hear them talking on the phone, they're always talking about oh, did you see the Bills game, did you see the Leafs game, and I'm you guys, you're because I think they even said it to themselves. They were oh, man, we should make a podcast out of this. And I was even telling my dad, I was yeah, your and Evan's phone conversations can literally be podcast episodes in themselves. Because they'll talk on the phone for maybe 15, 20 minutes, or sometimes even to 5 minutes, just whatever and stuff. But I think that'd be pretty cool to do sometime down there, a nice little kind of father-son podcast and stuff. Also, this past weekend when me and Natalie were over across the border in Buffalo, doing the Sabres game, doing a little bit of shopping and stuff. Found a Logan Paul's Prime energy drink, tropical punch flavor. I got the red one, and then I also got the orange one too as well. The orange one's pretty good. This one is the orange one. I think it was orange mango or something, or mango peach or something. But we'll see how. Oh, what the fuck. Just barely opened and already started fucking dripping. Well, I won't stain my chair too bad. So, actually, fruit punch. It's pretty good, actually. Logan Paul, you make a pretty decent drink. Okay, I'll just put that on the floor so it doesn't drip on my desktop at all. But yeah, so thought about doing those, making those 2 channels. And then, so yeah, so we'll get into the story time now. This is why you probably clicked on this video. So the time I almost won $650,000, and you're probably thinking, how the fuck did you almost do that? Well, it was a Saturday, like any other Saturday. I was working, and then of course, checking, because again, and this was back in like middle of June, so the only sports that were on were literally soccer. CFL was on, but like I've never bet on CFL because I don't watch it enough to know who's good and who's not. So it was literally just baseball and pretty much soccer the entire summer that I made bets on and stuff. So I don't know what it was. I think I had like a $10 free bet or something, or I had like $10 left in my account or whatever it was. But it was between MLS soccer and MLB, and I did like a 15-team max parlay you could do at the time. Now they updated it so you can do like, I think 25 max, I think. So I don't know what it was. I guess I just picked the right teams, because sometimes all it is. It's literally just luck. Like you could probably pick like all the underdogs and maybe like, oh, only 2 of them hit, or like you just like I'm gonna pick you. I think Washington will win today, and maybe the Blue Jays. Okay, put all in a parlay together, boom, hits, and like depending how much you wager, boom, you hit your bet. But it was like I chose like TFC, like New York City Red Bull, like Vancouver Whitecaps. It was like Inter Miami FC. It was like, I think I picked New England too as well. But I had like 7. I think it was like 7 or 8 MLS teams. All of them hit perfectly. And then baseball, I had like 7 or 8 other teams there. And the 3 that cost me $650,000 was, well, of course, Toronto Blue Jays, number 1. I picked them to beat the Milwaukee Brewers, because the Blue Jays were the underdogs there, and the Blue Jays were on a tear. They won like 5 games in a row. Of course, they lose that 8-3. I picked the LA Dodgers to beat the Colorado Rockies, because I'm like, okay, Kershaw's pitching should be an easy lock. Of course not, they get shut out 4-0. And then I don't know why I did this. I picked the Cubs to beat the Cardinals, and the Cubs were at like plus like 210, and the Cardinals were like minus like 180, I think it was. I should have just picked the Cardinals. I'm like, I think the Cubs will win this game. And of course, those 3 cost me out of $650,000. But I feel like even if let's say I didn't have those 3 and I went 12 for 12 on my parlay, I probably still could have walked away. I mean, I don't think it would have been at least close to 6. It probably, minus those 3, I feel like the odds would have went way down. So it probably would have been closer to around like at least under 200,000, I would assume. I'd say the max would be like 225 payout I probably could have gotten, but it definitely would have been at least $100,000 or more. So again, it's just like it's, you're so close and yet you're so far. But and another time was I thought that story was gonna be longer, but yeah, it was like, you know why? Because I think it was, I didn't even check my bet until like, I don't know, maybe it was like around 6:30 at night. I checked and like honestly all my bet was still active, and it was like all the MLS teams hit, and I'm like, holy shit. And then I think one of the later like the APM games was like my team was winning, but there was no cash out thing available. The only time you can ever cash out if the game is still in progress, if the team that you pick to win is winning, then you're able to cash out. Because if they're not winning, then it doesn't let you, because like FanDuel is kind of weird that way. Because sometimes even like if a few of the games finish beforehand, and like all your bets win from that, and then like the later games haven't started, sometimes they let you cash out from there, or they don't. I don't know. It's very weird sometimes. Because they said sometimes the cash out option isn't always guaranteed on some parlays, depending on what you're betting on. It was like some whole thing they posted on their Twitter page about from like FanDuel support, because some people were having like issues with it. But yeah, $650K. I don't even know what I would have done with that firsthand. I think I'm looking at the poster. I think I would have easily bought the Skyline for sure. There was one I saw. I was looking on Kijiji, There's one I saw in Quebec. It's a perfect R34 Skyline, super clean. Apparently, even has Paul Walker and Vin Diesel's signature on the dash. Um, I would have, um, I would have easily bought that. It was like 165,000, but easily would have bought. That would have been like my dream car. That's it, set for life with that. Definitely, probably would have put a down payment on a house or an apartment out somewhere around here, and then obviously given some to my family too as well, my girlfriend, um, and maybe invest some of it, I guess, a little bit, um, but then the second time I almost got a huge payout was actually the first week the NHL came back open, because I was like, okay, since NHL's back, okay, we're down to make some money and stuff. And again, sometimes I'm always like off by a couple here and there. So this one, it was like an 18 parlay, or yeah, 18 parlay, and I went 7 for 8. It was like 5 goal scorers, no, 6 goal scorers, and then 2 people. It was like Suzuki to get over 2.5, over 3 shots on net, and Rantanen to get over 4 shots on net, and he hit 5, and everything else hit. Like all the goal scorers hit. The only one who didn't hit was I needed Jake DeBrusk to score, and I should have picked Pasternak. I don't know why I picked. I think I picked DeBrusk because he was at like plus 280, and Pasternak was like plus 184. So, because Pasternak's been like tearing it up on the score sheet, but if I did, let's say, but even if, let's say, DeBrusk did score, and I went 8 for 8, I could have turned $5 into $49,000. So like, ooh, like a good solid almost 50K there. Like that would have been fucking like insane. Like I probably wouldn't even believe it right now. And I had a payout about 2.5 weeks ago. I won 1,200 off of FanDuel. I turned $20 into 1,200. It was little 6-teamer parlay. Sometimes it's the parlays that you don't expect to hit end up hitting. And I took, because it was Thursday night, so I took Cardinal. Incoming call. Nope. Don't know who that is. Arizona, I picked the Cardinals. I picked the Milwaukee Bucks, Astros, the Montreal Canadiens, Sabres, and then Minnesota Wild. And then turned $20 into 1,200. So, and the underdogs, of course, were the Sabres. Sabres are at plus 250 against Vancouver, because not Vancouver, against Calgary. Sabres ended up winning that game like 6-3. And then Milwaukee was the underdog there at plus 148 against the 76ers. The only game that I was actually nervous about, I was a little nervous about the Yankees game, because they won that game like 3-2. And they had like, I think Yankees had like 2 people like on the base, like the bottom of the 8th or 9th, I think it was. Milwaukee, I wasn't really worried about, because the 76ers didn't even play that good that game, and I knew Arizona would probably beat New Orleans, which they ended up winning like 35-22 or something like that. But the Minnesota, they went to overtime against Vancouver, and I was like, oh my gosh, please, Vancouver, do not score. And luckily, Kirill Kaprizov ended up scoring to seal the deal for that. So then there was like at one point where all I needed was the Sabres game to finish, and the Cardinals game was still going on, and then Houston had just finished. So before it was telling me I could cash it for like $864, but I'm like, I think it's just better to ride this out, because I knew that Buffalo would still probably win the game, which obviously they ended up doing. But also, back to that phone, I've been getting a lot of random numbers, because, yeah, what the heck, yesterday at 9:36 in the morning, someone tried to call me from Honolulu, Hawaii. Like, what the heck? Because and I don't know if any of you guys are like this, where I get a lot of numbers, my area code, my area code here is 905, but I've been getting a lot of, like, because my middle 3 digits are, I'm not going to say I don't want to bleep my phone number out there, but I've been getting a lot of phone numbers calling me that have the same middle 3 numbers as me. So I don't know what it is, and obviously it's a lot of spams, because half the time my phone just tells me to report spam anyways. And then I think for the longest time, actually this is another story to go on to add into with the betting. this is like ever since I had my phone. Like I've had the same phone number since I've been, or since switching through a bunch of phones through the years. But every time I always had this person calling and asking if Barry is there. I don't know why, and it was like it happened for like I think the last time I got that call was like I think 2 years ago. I think the last time this person ever called, because I finally clarified and said like, no, this is not Barry. Because so the summer I finished grade 8, I got a Samsung Galaxy 551. It's actually one of my favorite phones. It's the slide up one. Had that for summer going into grade 9 and all of grade 9. Then a bit into grade 10, then I had an iPhone 4S and had that for about a year and a half. Actually, no, then in the start of grade 12 in 2014, I got a Samsung Galaxy Alpha. Then 2016, I got the S7. And then 2018, I got the S9. And then 2 years ago, I got the Google Pixel 4a. And I'm actually due for a new phone in like a week or two, because I do a 2-year plan every year. So I'll probably upgrade to the Pixel. I was going to do the 6a, but now they have the 7 out, because I keep seeing Scotty Barnes promoting it on Bell Media's commercials. But every time it was always the same number, like, and because usually half the time, like, before I, knew what spam callers were and stuff, and as honestly, if it wasn't some weird area code I didn't know, I would never answer it. But it's always, this person always kept saying like, "Hi, is Barry there?" And I'm like, no, this is Michael. Like, oh, sorry, no problem. I was like, okay, that's fine. Like, wrong number, it happens. But it happened like frequently. It was like every couple months, and then it wasn't until like, and then it just stopped for a while, because I think I blocked that number, and somehow they got it again, because I think like the rest of our number. Like, we probably had to have the exact same number, but they probably just screwed up on the area code or something. That's why they kept calling me instead. So, they said, because I kept saying this, like, and it's like, "Hi, is Barry there?" And I was like, no, this is Michael. And I was like, are you trying to reach someone else? Because, like, I've been getting this call for, like, a couple years now asking if Barry's there, and I always say no, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, is this, like, blah, blah, blah." I'm like, yeah, that's my number, but you're probably meaning to call someone else, and then I haven't got a call from that since asking for Barry again. So, yeah, it was just one of those weird things that just like kept happening consistently over and over again. And even sometimes when I don't know if I have a contact in my phone and like I don't know, they switch phone numbers, because the one time I think I did message one of my friends and they're like, "Who is this?" And I was like, "Is this not you?" And they're like, "No." And I'm like, "Oh, well, that's embarrassing." And I still remember, I think it was I don't know if it was a Vine or a TikTok or a Instagram trend where, or maybe it might have been posted on Facebook. I don't even know. I think it was like text your neighbor number. So it's like the person with like the exact same number, just their last digit is one more than your phone number. And it was like either people texting them or calling them and seeing what their conversation was. And usually it was kind of like a little funny interaction, but most people are just like, yeah, just don't call this number or text this number again, I guess. But end of that story. So back to the betting. Yeah. Again, sometimes it's frustrating. Like I remember, so with that one where DeBrusque screwed me over because he didn't score, I think I woke up to that in the morning and I was like, are you kidding me? And I was like, bro, one off. I feel like even, and again, like I said with the 15-team parlay, if I went 12 for 12, if I went 7 for 7 on this, probably could have, well, DeBrusque was at 280, so probably still could have made at least, like, between 10 and 20,000 off that parlay. But yeah, and I remember because Kai keep telling, and after I told I sent to my buddies, and I sent it to Josh, Kai, and Ryan. I was like, boys, like I almost hit it, man. And then because Kai always kept saying, he's like, bro, you're gonna hit it one of these days. I'm like, one of these days I'm gonna like message, I'm gonna like spam the shit you guys, like, bro, I just won like $500,000 off like seven guys to score a goal and shit. Because let's do a little mock-up parlay on FanDuel right now, because because FanDuel, sometimes they do like these certified lock bets, where it's basically just like free money. They have a super boost. Oh, I feel like, and again, halftime those odd boosts or the super boosts, I feel like never really hit. Actually, no, not the super boosts, unless if it's like usually the super boosts are like the Raptors just scored one basket or like the Leafs to get one plus shot on net, and it's like you can max $50 to get like an extra 45. So right near here they have a super boost on FanDuel. So Matthews to score one goal and Crosby to get one assist. So it was 270. So if I bet $50 on that, I could win 175. I mean, that could hit tonight because again, two of the top players on each team. But again, Matthews hasn't been scoring at the rate he has been lately. I feel like Crosby could, but then again, I say that, and Matthews will probably have like 3 assists tonight, no goals, and Crosby has like a hat trick and no assists or something like that. Actually, let's see if I put 100 on that, but you can't because it's only max 50. With their odd boosts, they also have one Jack Eichel to get 1 plus point and Tyler Bertuzzi to get 1 plus point. Let's go to NHL. Because I know Buffalo's playing Vancouver tonight, so we'll see if we can see. So boost they have tonight. All they have. Ooh, that's actually Jack Hughes and Cole Caulfield to each score 1 plus goals. Plus 700. What's that? Shit, $50 on that as an extra is $350. I feel like that could happen, but actually, no, not Finland hockey. Okay, so let's see. So let's just say, so right here, if this thing wants to autofocus, but it doesn't want to autofocus. Okay, so let's say tonight, okay, I'm going to take Dallas over Tampa. We'll take the Devils. They've been pretty hot lately. I'm going to take the Maple Leafs and Penguins game over 6.5 goals because Matt Murray's in net and he's kind of been shit in the bed lately. Actually, well, not lately because he hasn't played in over like a month, but he's a pretty shaky goaltender. I'm gonna take my Sabres tonight. I'm gonna take Washington over Florida. I'll take Philly over Columbus. We'll take the I don't know if Nashville or Minnesota will hit the under tonight. I'm gonna take Minnesota, and I'm gonna take the over in Anaheim and Detroit because both of them have pretty shaky goaltenders. And I will take Vegas over Sharks. I think Vegas is too good to give up one to the Sharks because they're pretty bad. So let's see. That's a 19 parlay. Odds are 27,000. Let's drop $10 on that. That gets us $2,700. Or if I drop a fat 50, it's $13,500. See that? Again, I don't know why. Okay, this webcam I started using is it's trying to autofocus right now. I use this for when I commentate for the Preds games because we desperately needed a new webcam because this Logitech one that my mom gave me extra from her work was just like the quality was not that great, and I was always getting roasted because everyone's like, oh, the quality's shit, and I was like, I'm trying to get it up, so I bought this 4K webcam off of Amazon for like $60, and I just don't want it to load. Okay, like it even still is not. I don't know. This camera's whack, but yeah, $50 and actually, or let's just take all the underdogs tonight. So let's say Dallas, Montreal, Toronto is technically the underdog. We'll take Buffalo, Minnesota. Actually, no. What am I saying? Well, Minnesota and Predators are even. We'll take Flyers. Actually, no. Columbus, Ducks, Sharks. Okay, 9 teams on that. Okay, that parlay, $10 for $11,000. If I drop a 50 on that, that's $59,000. And like I always try to like doing goal scorers parlays, but the only thing is it's so hard is that like it's always like one guy I always pick won't score. I mean, but the stupid thing is that one thing I hate that FanDuel doesn't have is same game parlay for NHL. And what I mean by that is you can make multiple bets in the same game. The only way you can do that in NHL is anytime goal score. So you can pick up max to 4 players in that set game to score a goal. So let's say Dallas and Tampa tonight. So let's say we'll pick Stamkos and we'll pick Braden Point, and then we'll do Jason Robertson and Joe Pavelski. So that's 4 players there. Odds 6,400, $10 on that, $646. But the thing is, I can't do like Kucherov to score and Tampa to win, because then it does this stupid thing where it's like, oh, error, you cannot place this. Two or more selections from the same event cannot be combined in a parlay, and which is kind of dumb because NHL is the only sport that doesn't have same game parlay, which I feel like is kind of weird because that every other sport has it, but not hockey, which I don't understand why. But actually, the only other thing you can do is you can do multiple shot parlay selections where you can pick like 2 or more players to hit over 3 shots in net. So let's just do a goal score parlay. So anytime goal score tonight. So I'll do, let's see. So what we got? Let's just say for shits, we'll do Joe Pavelski and we'll do Braden Point. So add that to the slip. Let's go Maple Leafs and anytime goal scorer. I'm going to go off the board here. I'm going to say Michael Bunting gets one tonight, and I'm going to say Brian Rust on Pittsburgh, and then we'll go to Buffalo and Vancouver. I'm gonna say my boy Victor Olofsson gets what? The fuck? Where's Victor Olofsson? He's not even on the anytime goal scorer list. That's whack. Is he not even playing tonight? Oh, he's down here, but see, but that's so stupid. I can't do. That's weird. Okay. Well, so Olofsson's not in the anytime goal scorer parlay. So we'll take JT Miller, and I'm gonna say Tuck's gonna snipe one tonight. So that's 6 people so far. We'll do one each from another game. So we'll do actually let's take actually I'll pick my fantasy players. I'm gonna take Travis Konechny on the Flyers. Jeez. See, that's weird because so what I've noticed also that FanDuel does is that for Travis Konechny goals, if he gets over 0.5 goals or him to bet under, for him to score 1 goal is plus 215, but his selection in the anytime goal scorer is 210, so it's like 5 less if he's in the anytime goal scorer, I guess. So again, but we're just gonna take Konechny, so we'll do that. And then do I have anyone else on fantasy playing tonight? I don't have any Devils or Canadians. Actually no, I have Nashville. I can pick take my boy Philip Forsberg to score. So there, 8-team parlay. Okay, so we dropped $10 on that. $106,792 I can win. And all I need, which it doesn't seem like it's impossible, Joe Pavelski, Braden Point, Michael Bunting, Brian Rust, JT Miller, Alex Tuch, Travis Konechny, and Philip Forsberg. Like that actually, like it's weird. Like it seems like it's so, like holy shit, like that's so easy to hit. But the reason why some of them are so high because Michael Bunting is plus 340 to score, and Joe Pavelski is always 240. But I feel like Pavelski's that one guy who can like score 3 games in a row, then not score at all, and then he scores like 5 straight games. So maybe we'll keep that on the back burner tonight. Or actually, let's see what happens if I drop 50 on that. If I were to. $50 for $533,000. That'd be insane. Okay. Actually, let's try one. Okay, we'll do one last one here. How much time we at? Okay, we just hit half an hour. Um, we'll do. Damn, this prime shit is pretty good. Like, I think it's just more of like an electrolytes thing. It's just got 10% coconut water, 250 milligrams of BCAAs, B vitamins, antioxidants, 834 milligrams of electrolytes. Like, it feels like it's like a pre-workout, but it's pretty dope though. I like it. Coconut water from concentrate. It's pretty good. I think it's just more of like a hydration drink, but I like it though. It's sick. Okay, so let's do people that are most likely gonna score tonight, or like have like the lowest odds to score because they're most likely to score on a daily basis. So, okay, we'll take Stamkos and actually we'll take one person from each game tonight just to mix it up. So let's just take Stammer. New Jersey Devils. Okay, anytime goal scorer. Actually, no, I won't do the anytime goal scorer. I'll just do goals. Let's see. Jack Hughes to score. Actually, yeah. You know what? We'll take Jack Hughes tonight. He's plus 152. Goals. What is Matthews' goal? He's always minus because he's most likely to score every night. Oh, Matthews isn't even on here. What the hell? No. Matthews plus 108 to score tonight. Actually, you know, we'll take Nylander. I feel like Nylander's always like top scorer, so he's plus 210. So it's 3 people. Sabres game. Okay, you know what? Anytime goal scorer, we'll take Tage Thompson because he's always lighting it up. Tage is at plus 146. Okay, Washington. I'm gonna do. This is kind of tough. See, I feel like I want to take Ovi. Or I could do Barkov. You know what? Yeah, you know what? Let's just say take Barkov right now. He's at plus 162. Okay, we'll take Flyers. Actually, we'll take what else we got in here? Jake Bean, Goudreau. I don't know. I feel like I would feel like Goudreau would score tonight, but I feel like he also wouldn't because Liney's not in. So again, like Columbus needs someone to start scoring. I feel like it's gonna be one of those weird guys tonight where like Eric Robinson gets a goal and he's at plus 470. You know what? We'll do a safe bet. I will take who's got the lowest odds for Philly? Technically, no one has the lowest odds for Philly. Like, the lowest odds for Philly is Travis Konechny. He's at 210. You know what? Let's screw it. We'll just say Johnny Gaudreau scores tonight. And then Minnesota, I'm going to take... I guess we'll take Capri's... Or, actually, you know what? I'll still go with Philip Forsberg. I'll trust my fantasy guys more. Or I could take Roman Yos because he's also my fantasy guy, and he's at plus 330. Just do a strict defenseman goal scorer parlay. That'd be insane if that would hit. Okay, and then Detroit and Anaheim. Actually, okay, we'll take goals. We'll take my boy Troy Terry, another fantasy guy. And then in Vegas tonight and Sharks. I would take team. Oh, actually, you know, I feel like that'd be really like insane to hit if you predicted every first goal scorer for tonight. I mean, I feel like you drop like $1 on that would be like at least like 10K depending on how many people you took. What's Eichel's goals at? Eichel to score tonight. He's at plus 178. You know what? And then what is Timo Meier at? Timo Meier's at plus 154. You know what? I'm going to actually... Chandler Stevenson? Another fantasy guy, too. Stevenson or Eichel? Okay. If I pick Stevenson, $10 is 78,000. Or if I pick Eichel and go the safe route because he's more likely to score, that is 63,000. Okay, actually, yeah, $10 on that for those 9 players to score that would most likely score on a daily basis for their set teams. So, for these 9 players, Stamkos, Hughes, Nylander, Tage Thompson, Barkov, Goudreau, Philip Forsberg, Zegras. What The fuck? I thought I picked Troy Terry. Okay, whatever. They're still their odds are still the same. Okay, let's say Troy Terry instead of Zegras, and then Jack Eichel. Those 9 players to score $10 for 63,000 tonight. And okay, and then again we'll drop just say 50 if we were to do that. $318,000. Damn. And that's the thing is, I wonder if I actually hit that 650,000 if FanDuel actually would have paid me out for that, because I was reading a thing last night. So during the Eagles and Washington Commanders game, this one guy I follow a couple guys on Twitter who like post betting odds or who they liked for their picks tonight. Actually, man, I'll check that Twitter in a second. But this guy had 6 players in the NFL, like a 16 parlay of 6 guys to get over 100 or over 110 rushing yards. He had Jonathan Taylor. He picked Miles Sanders on the Eagles. I think he picked Justin Fields too as well. Someone else. But anyways, I think he had 5 of the 6 hit, and he would have turned, I think it was like a $25 bet into $135,000, I think. Or no, actually no, because if it was that, I'm pretty sure it might have been $5 or $10 the bet was for $135,000 payout. But because I think Miles Sanders didn't hit it last night, I think he only had 63 rushing yards instead of 110. But he got offered by FanDuel to cash it for like $25,000, which, and again, that's still a great payout, of course, because, I mean, you miss out on like an extra like almost $100K there basically, but still walking away with 20, because it's better to walk away with something than nothing. So, I mean, again, I swear, if this were to hit tonight, that'd be insane. Actually, let's see. If I were to drop 100 on that, okay, 100 is 636,000. Or what's a grand? Grand is 6 million. I would totally do that. Drop a grand on that 9 goal scorer parlay if I like was for sure certain, like I was literally betting my soul on this to hit. I would never bet again in my life, because then I would probably be set for at least a good amount of time with 6.3 mil. But I don't think FanDuel would let you do that, because half the time when I try to make one of those, like, if I have like $1 in my account, I try to like max the shit out of like the odds and stuff to see how much I could get paid out, and they always like tell you to offer you a lower wager. Usually it's always something under like 500,000 or whatever. But yeah, all right, let's go to Twitter quick and see what the people are got their picks tonight, and then we'll probably wrap this podcast up soon. I think it was like the parlay god or something or whatever, but he'd always post like picks today. It's like Leafs money line, or like, this over this team, or this game over 6.5 goals, and then another team like minus 1.5. Oh, gotta stretch. Yeah, it's like 219 right now. I got my winter tires put on this morning at Ends Battery and Tires. So my dad and brother out working right now, and then because they have my dad's dump truck, so I'll probably take his pickup to go pick up my rims, and then put it back in the basement, and then probably do a little quick clean off on them before I put them on back in like couple months until like end of March comes back. So, and then not sure what else I had planned today. Probably just gonna chill. Probably maybe play some more COD. Actually, maybe make a gaming video for the main channel. But what I'm also, so before I wrap this up, YouTube notifications. Okay, just clear that away. But I think I think for future reference when I make podcasts, I think, because it's always annoying uploading them on my house because my Wi-Fi is still not as fast as I wish it was. And again, I would upload them at work if our work Wi-Fi was working. We had for a good 2 months last year, and then once we switched our fully store over from Value Mart to Independent, we got rid of the Wi-Fi. Or like it's still there, but there's no like internet to actually connect and everything. So I think what I'm gonna do whenever I film a podcast or like a super long video, I'm gonna upload it at the arena when I go in there early before the Preds games on Fridays, because now that I have Ethernet there, the connection's a lot faster for the live stream, so it's a lot more smoother and everything. So Prime Drink was pretty good. But yeah, probably gonna get some lunch and then we'll probably carry on with the rest of the day. But anyways, that's gonna do it for this podcast. Thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.